Guess what, everybody? Game Sharks is a real YouTube channel now. That's right, it has a Patreon. Donate if you want, no pressure. Some pressure. Oh, magical video game shark, show me the future. Show me my future if I make a bunch of videos with amazing production values, awesome writing, and a consistent schedule. Oh. Okay, what if I just made a bunch of videos, like a weekly series or something? Okay, what if I pursued literally anything but YouTube? Before I start, I'd like to thank the Bionicle Media Project. Recording this game ended up being a huge nightmare, so I'm relying on them for most of the footage. The lengths that these people have gone to preserve Bionicle media throughout history is nothing short of spectacular. Alright, so I've looked at 2 Bionicle games now, and neither of them were true to the toy line's abnormally in-depth lore. But what if I told you there was another game that went beyond just being true to the lore? Matanui Online Game was the lore. Bionicle is a true multimedia project, which is impressive now, but Bionicle started in 2001, an ancient time as far as technology goes. Despite this, supplementing the toys was a detailed website, which included stories, info, and more importantly, the Matanui Online Game. It's hard to explain how cool this was as a kid. You go buy these cool robot-looking guys, and then you can go online and actually explore their world. There were comics, books, contests, and all sorts of push from LEGO. But as far as I'm concerned, none of it was more important than this game. You begin washed up on a beach, a canister featured prominently on the shore. The Matanui Online Game is a point-and-click adventure game, with no preamble. You're just dumped into the world and allowed to go wherever, which in this case means left or right. To your left is a Tohunga, one of the villagers in the Bionicle universe, in case you forgot. She takes you on a boat to the water village, where you have to solve some basic puzzles to save the villagers trapped underwater. Doing this nets you a reward, the coolest thing in this game, a short flash animation. These things were hype as hell, usually showing off one of the 6 Toa, the heroes of the series, doing something cool. This is something I love about the game. It has restraint. It would be easy to make the entire series focus on the Toa, since they're the big important toys. But instead, this game follows a single Tohunga. Basically, you see the Bionicle universe from the ground level. You're not strong, you don't have any special powers or extraordinary wisdom, it's just you and your backpack. Throughout the game, the Toa show up, but just for a second. They do something cool and then they're gone. It really gives them a mystique, and more practically it made Kid Hatok think they were really cool and want to buy them all. The island of Matanui is functionally a circle. If you keep going left from the water village, you'll end up in the stone village, where going right back on the beach will take you to the fire village. Both meet up in the underground earth village. In the desert, there's a mysterious plague infecting the villagers, spread by a popular new brand of ball for the totally not soccer game known as Koli. When you find the source of the infection, the Toa Stone arrives, Pohatu, my personal favorite. This begins one of the game's various mini-games. You have to guide a blind Pohatu to kick rocks at the pillars supporting this cave to cause a collapse, while listening to rad minigame music. Bionicle having cool music started day one, folks. If you do take the right path, there's not much going on in the Fire Village right now. You can meet important characters like Jala, Kapura, and Vakama being the village elder, but you do find some people who recognize you. It's no secret now, but at the time it was a mystery who exactly you were playing as in this game. They went to great lengths to hide your character, but here you get the first few hints at your past. It's also a good place to talk a bit more about the cutscenes. While they're not exactly on par with the likes of Jendy Tartakovsky of Samurai Jack fame, they evoke the same feeling. There's little to no dialogue, just sound and action. It's low budget, so there's more jank and a lot of stock sound effects, but it's still very distinct, and some of the imagery still looks great to this day. So now it's time to close the loop with the underground village. Predictably, you have to help some miners. They're being cut off from their supply of light stones, which are stones that generate light. Using a sundial to solve a puzzle, you open a mysterious entrance. Inside is a gold mask and some text, a relic from a long past contest. But there's something really cool about this area of the game. The challenge that the Tohunga miners face is that there's a material they can't dig through. It wouldn't be until years later that this is revealed, but there's something below the island of Matanui, and it's really cool that they were already dropping hints this early on. Through the caves you gain access to the jungle, though this time when you arrive at the village it's empty. Through a basic puzzle involving a flute you can call them out of hiding. The flute will go on to be your fast travel system through the power of bird summoning. It turns out the majority of the village has been captured by swarms of flying creatures known as Nuirama. Thus begins a new minigame. While one of the Tohunga, Kongu, is flying a jet-powered bird, it's up to you to shoot down attacking Nuirama with throwing discs. Back when I was a kid, this was actually really easy. I had an awful internet connection and a weak computer, so things moved really slow and gave me plenty of reaction time. Playing it again at proper speed though, it's really tough. The targets move so fast and so erratically, it's actually kind of a challenge. But after making it through all that, you're treated to the definitive moment of this game. The Toa of Air has been infected, and it's up to the Toa of Earth to stop him. It's a short fight, but the music is great, and as a kid, this was the hypest thing. This is the moment the kids would talk about on the playground. With all those adventures under your belt, there's only one village left to visit, the Ice Village up in the mountains. Here you follow Motoro, the translator for the village elder Nuju. Motoro is out hunting a Bionicle pupper known as a Muaka. You follow his signal flags, but ultimately he finds you instead as you pass out from exposure to the cold. While you sleep, you get another hint of the future. Honestly, LEGO must have had a huge amount of faith in this brand to put so many teasers in the game like this, but it's this level of thought that probably made the series the success that it was. So the Muaka attacks Motoro and you get another cool fight scene, with Kopaka the Toa of Ice this time. With Motoro rescued, you can now find out what Nuju has to say. He gives you your final task. Your final challenge is to assemble the Chronicler's Company, a group of 6 Tohunga, 1 from each village. So now you're backtracking to all the places you've been. What I really like about this group is that it's really not the heroes of the village, it's whoever they can spare. It's very much a ragtag group of misfits. But their specific skills are what let you reach your ultimate destination of Kini Nui, the temple at the center of the island. It's up to you to defend the temple while the Toa go inside to defeat Makuta, the villain of this franchise. How do you defend it? A full-on turn-based battle system, that's how. I love all the detail in this scene. Each Tohunga has their own stance, they all attack in different ways despite the fact that they all use throwing discs. There's actually some depth to the combat system too. Each villager is suited to taking out specific types of enemies, but the sequence is over before this really comes into play. Throughout these battles you're shown the Toa making their way to Makuta's lair, thanks to a psychic connection you just kinda have with Gali the Toa of Water, but when they reach Makuta himself the link is cut, and she asks you to find them and record their final battle. Remember that mysterious place with the sundial and the gold mask? Turns out there's an entrance to Makuta's lair. As you activate it, a cutscene finally reveals what you look like. Turns out Matanui Online Game is a sequel. Another game, Bionicle Tales of the Tohunga, was the first adventure of Takua, the character who would go on to be important throughout the entire 10-year history of this franchise. In that game, however, you could customize Takua's appearance. I couldn't find anything solid about the decision to give Takua the look he has in this game, whether there was some sort of contest or it was an internal decision or what, but that's why he was kept in the shadows for so long. After the events of Quest for the Masks, Takua was thrown onto a beach and lost his memories, leading directly into this game. The ending references this a bit more, but I'm getting ahead of myself. The final confrontation of the Matanui Online Game is with the Makuta, and I have to say, I adore this incarnation of him. Early in Bionicle, Makuta wasn't so much a who as a what. The way people talk about him, it's like he's omnipresent, the embodiment of destruction or something. More of an idea than a physical, tangible thing. This worked so well. Makuta was presented for a long time as the brother of the Bionicle god Matanui. Matanui was the spirit of creation, Makuta was the spirit of destruction. Basic good versus evil stuff. But who doesn't like fighting a god of destruction? Bionicle would later go on to reveal that he wasn't Matanui's brother, or anything close to that. It was just something he said, and everyone kinda went along with it for some reason. He also wasn't the Makuta, but rather one of several Makutas. And he wasn't a god or the embodiment of destruction, he was just some guy with like 40 different powers. But this Makuta, this one is so cool. He's just a mass of swirling Lego pieces. The way he talks, the way he exists, he presented like something beyond. A spirit of destruction, a force of nature. I mean, just look at this exchange. This Makuta is cool, but he still has to lose. Where the Toa fail on their own, they succeed by combining their powers. He says he can't be destroyed, and the assorted Lego pieces fall to the ground. The Toa are teleported away, victorious. But this story isn't about the Toa. This is the story of Takua. He emerges from the remains of Makuta and ventures deeper into the chamber, where he finds pods containing the Bow Rock, the monsters that serve as the opposing force in next year's storyline. Takua makes a break for it, and in a great point-and-click moment, frantically throws away all the items you've collected throughout the entire game as he searches for the key that will let him escape. Obviously he does, and he's whisked away to the beach from the start of the game. And that's the Matanui Online game. It's really just a basic point-and-click, but as a free supplement to an awesome toy line, there's really nothing else like it. It's rough, no doubt about it, but the internet was rough in 2001. The way it fleshed out the world, the cool cutscenes, the teasing of things to come, this will always hold a special place in my heart. It's also probably the reason why I have the fascination with video games that I do. This was the first video game I ever beat. So this video is mostly fueled by personal feelings, but I don't think it's that hard to see the appeal here. If you want to try it yourself or relive it, there's an official re-release from the creators, the Templars, or you can get it from the Bionicle Media project. It's not a huge investment, only about an hour or so, but this short little game set things into motion for Bionicle to be what it was, and that's pretty great.